hydrogen is nothing but biogas. Okay, that is produced from agri residue waste. So it is produced from biological sources through biogas reforming. It converts biogas CH4, methane and CO2 carbon into hydrogen, often referred to as syn gas or biohydrogen. So it converts biogas, biohydrogen means it converts biogas into hydrogen. Biogas means methane or carbon in it into hydrogen. Okay, it is referred to as a syn gas. Green hydrogen. This is produced through electrolysis of water using renewable energy sources like solar, wind power, purest form of clean hydrogen. So green biohydrogen refers to hydrogen gas produced through process of biomass cultivation, typically on degraded or barren land. The method involves means waste into gas, the agri residues into gas. So this method involves utilizing organic materials such as seaweed, algae, mollusks, sugarcane, other plant-based resources to generate hydrogen through biological processes. So what are the prospects of biomass here? So recently MNRE study estimated surplus biomass availability of approximately 230 million metric tons annually and biomass power potential of around 28 gigawatt per year. So annually there is a scope for 230 million metric tons MMT of biomass can be used to produce 28 gigawatt of energy. So this will be again this biomass out of which the gas is produced, it will be converted into green hydrogen. So this is in this stage this is known as syn gas because syn gas contains methane and carbon. Okay, India's tropical climate and vast agri potential makes it conducive for biomass production. So we are a agriculture country. We have lot of agri waste every day. Plants and animals produce lot of waste. So that is useful to produce syn gas and green hydrogen in the country. With annual production of about 460 MT of agri waste. So annually 460 million tons of agri waste will be produced inside India. So it can substitute coal by 260 million tons, potentially saving 250 billion per year. So these agri waste can easily replace coal. Okay, thereby it can save 250 billion rupees per year. So what is benefits of bioenergy crop cultivation? So what are the benefits we will get by making bioenergy crop cultivation? So soil restoration, erosion prevention. By making means organic farming. We will make, then we will create organic waste that can be converted to gas or green hydrogen. So in this process, what benefits we will get? We will get soil restoration and erosion prevention. Cultivation of energy crops rebuilds degraded soil, enhancing quality fertility structure. Prevents soil erosion, fosters native plant species habitat. It improves biodiversity and carbon sink, combating climate change. It even combat the climate change and it is better for the biodiversity and carbon sink of a field. Okay, carbon sequestration can also happen. Biomass plants absorb carbon dioxide, aiding climate change migration. So what are the biomass plants are there? Where they produce waste into gas. They absorb a lot of carbon dioxide in the environment. That's why it is an environment friendly process. And sustainable biohydrogen production. It is sustainable energy also compared to other energy sources. Biomass serves as feedstock for green biohydrogen produced via thermochemical biochemical conversion. Green biohydrogen is clean fuel emitting only water vapor. So this will emit only water vapor. It do not emit any pollutants or greenhouse gases into the environment. Okay, bioenergy generation means specific bioenergy crops grown on degraded land are used for biomass energy production. So fast growing trees, grasses, high energy plants can be converted into biofuels, biogas or solid biomass. So enhancing food security. So biomass cultivation on degraded land preserves fertile agri areas. That's why in return it gives food security to the people. So prevents diversion of food grains, improve food security, support agri export. Okay, so what are the government initiatives taken in bio and green hydrogen sectors to improve the production of green hydrogen and bio gas? What are the initiatives taken by the government? Global Biofuel Alliance. Okay, in these leading efforts to establish global standards, means they want to establish global standards for green hydrogen. Okay, National Hydrogen Mission means targeting production of, means they want to increase the production of biogas, biohydrogen. Means they want to increase the production of green hydrogen by 5 million tons, metric tons by 2030, meeting 40% of domestic requirements. Okay, and production linked intensive scheme means giving intensive subsidy or incentive to people who open green hydrogen plants. Means this is nothing but one form of encouraging the people to open the green hydrogen plants. Okay, so proposing 15,000, this the budget of this project for encouraging the setting up of green hydrogen all over the country. Green hydrogen plants is 15,000 crores PLI scheme for electrolyzers. So this budget is used to buy electrolyzer, which is very costly. Okay, and the time to set up the plant is also 3 years. It is very time consuming process. Okay, and development of green hydrogen production capacity of at least 5 MMT, 5 million metric tons per annum by 2030. And there is capacity addition also every year by 125 gigawatt in strategic interventions for green hydrogen transition. Okay, scheme. There is one scheme called strategic interventions for green hydrogen transition. In that every year they will increase the capacity by 125 gigawatt. Okay, funding domestic electrolyzer manufacturing and green hydrogen production. They also start funding domestic electrolyzer manufacturing so that the cost will cut by some amount. Cost cut. Instead of importing from other countries, they directly want to produce domestically. So green hydrogen hubs. Identifying and developing states or regions for large scale hydrogen production and utilization. They also want to establish green hydrogen hubs that can identify and develop states or regions for large scale hydrogen production. Suppose if you see Haryana, there are lot of livestock available. So if in this state if the set up a biogas plant, it will be very feasible because every day they get lot of cow dung. Okay, so they have to identify the regions where it is feasible and developing biogas plants there. And the international collaboration. How they are making the international collaboration in this field? Means a strategic hydrogen innovation partnership scheme is there. Under this public-private partnership framework, R&D will facilitate the mission. Means in this scheme, what they are doing, PPP based R&D, public-private partnership based R&D they are developing so that in future they will manufacture electrolyzers within the country and they identify the priority areas to produce biogas in the country. Okay, and renewable energy integration. They want to make renewable energy integration, means institutes, private entities, experts, technical development integrating green hydrogen production with India's expanding renewable energy capacity for improved efficiency sustainability. So it offers state-wise and crop-wise data and national biomass residue per crop along with images. Means they give an information state-wise information, how much biomass is produced per year, that too with pictures, proofs. Okay, like that one committee will be formed, one society will be formed, taking all entrepreneurs and universities, students, colleges. From that they choose one group who work for this project. Okay, Atlas of India means they produce one Atlas of India where state-wise there will be biomass production with pictures. But government is introducing all these schemes to improve the production of green hydrogen and biogas in the country. But what are the challenges in this? Means soil quality. Soil quality is a major factor to produce the biomass, and species selection. Identifying biomass crops resilient to harsh conditions challenging. Water availability also a big problem. Water scarcity is there inside India. Developing efficient irrigation methods is essential due to water scarcity. Economic viability, whether the government can fund for all these projects or not, that is also one question. Biodiversity, introducing biomass crops may disrupt local ecosystem and diversity. Sometimes biomass crops also can harm the environment, that is the issue. And cultivation methods, the practices used by people to produce the biomass, that is also harmful to the environment. So to improve degraded soil fertility, strategies like incorporating organic matter such as compost, biochar, and employing techniques like biofluctuations, okay, which leverages microbial processes, can be implemented. However, they want to sort out all these challenges by using some techniques like incorporating organic matter and compost, making compost, biochar before making the biogas, and employing techniques like biofluctuation, which leverages microbial processes. They use a biofluctuation process in which microbial matter is used, means organic matter is used. Okay, additionally by adopting agroforestry methods integrating fast growing tree species, they even use agroforestry to improve the biomass production. Okay, Pangomia pinnata with native grasses, legumes not only enhances soil fertility for nitrogen fixation but facilitate biofuel production while promoting biodiversity. For example, Pangomia pinnata, this is used to produce the biomass, at the same time it do not harm the environment. Okay, drones equipped with multi-sectoral sensor can be utilized for quick assessment of degraded land, mapping soil composition. Okay, identifying potential biomass cultivation areas, aiding in land diagnostics. They even use drones to analyze which areas are more productive for biomass production to create the biogas. Okay, furthermore, developing markets for biomass and byproducts is essential for ensuring economic viability, creating value chain that supports rural livelihoods. Okay, even they create markets for biomass so that the rural livelihood also will be supported. Rural people will get some income out of these biomass plants. Okay, biogas plants. Additionally, seaweed cultivation holds immense potential for bioenergy production and fostering marine manufacturing startup ecosystems. Biohydrogen will be critical industrial fuel. India is positioned to show leadership, which is India's planet's collective interest. So, India wants to improve in the field of green hydrogen, biohydrogen, biogas sector, so that they will improve environmentally all over the world. Till now we discussed what is green hydrogen and what is its uses. Now, how India is planning to become a green hydrogen superpower? To become a green hydrogen superpower, what are the things needed for India? Okay, that's why Union Budget has allocated 20,000 crores for National Green Hydrogen Mission. They are conducting one mission, that is National Green Hydrogen Mission. This could help India establish itself as a green H2 superpower. So what are the commitments under this program means? India has committed to 50% electricity capacity from non-fossil sources by 2030. They want to produce electricity but by clean means, not harming the environment, not releasing pollutants into the environment. They want to produce 50% of electricity from non-fossil sources. Okay, in a good way. Okay, energy transition in the industry. Most GHG emissions come from steel, cement, fertilizer, petrochemicals is needed at the same time. So green hydrogen can serve as energy source, heavy industry, mobility, power storage and energy carrier as a green ammonia blended with natural gas. So green ammonia blended with natural gas, the green hydrogen can be used in various industrial applications. With abundant sunshine and wind energy resources, India is geographically blessed to become one of lowest cost producers of green hydrogen. So India is having lot of source of livestock, wind and solar. That's why they have a lot of potential to produce green hydrogen inside the country. Okay, priorities to convert the vision into reality. There are also many priorities, plans, policies to make this vision into reality. The government and the industry must work together to achieve these objectives. Okay, the mission introduces strategic intervention for green hydrogen transition, site fund 13,000 crore to support heavy industries to increase demand, offering economies of scale, etc. So they have under strategic intervention for green hydrogen transition fund, they are giving financial assistance of 13,000 crores to support heavy industries to produce green hydrogen. Okay, blending mandates for refineries can be another demand trigger. They mandating blending to the refiners. Blending is nothing but mixing green hydrogen in fuel so that the fuel will become pollution free. Okay, and as a second largest steel producer in the world, India can aspire to become the largest green steel producer. In place of from coal, they produce steel, but in this process they are producing lot of GHGs, pollution into the environment. So to avoid this, they want to produce, instead of steel, they want to produce green steel. Okay, costs of green steel made from green hydrogen could be reduced with economies of scale and changes in production of technologies. India can be attractive destination for domestic and foreign investments. They do even invite the foreigners to invest in these projects so that it will be environmentally sustainable. At the same time, they will get some financial assistance from other countries. Emission Secretariat can ensure project clearance is streamlined and reduce financial risks. So they even appoint a secretariat to check the feasibility of the project, whether it is with a low risk and low loss. It should not lead to loss, and at the same time it should not give risk to the company owners. Okay, becoming more competitive with targeted public funding in manufacturing the most critical and high value components of electrolyzers in India, and they want to invest in electrolyzers also, those who support the production of green hydrogen. Site fund offers 4,500 crores to support electrolyzer manufacturing. So apart from importing electrolyzers from other countries, they wants to manufacture domestically. For that, they are allotting a fund of 4,500 crores. Okay, under performance linked intensive scheme. So this is performance linked intensive scheme. Means how much electrolyzers they produce, based on that they will get the financial fund support. The mission allocates 400 crore for R&D, research and development in green hydrogen field, which can be leveraged to crowd in private capital into technology and co-development. Okay, they also establish bilateral partnerships to develop resilient supply chains. Resilient, robust supply chain means there is no problem in supply of green hydrogen in the future. Okay, from industry to transport to consumer. Like that, one good supply chain they want to establish. There should not be any disruption when they are sending the gas from one place to other place. Indian companies should consider joint projects in countries with good renewable energy resources, cheap finance to become export competitive. They even has to join joint projects with other countries to produce clean and sustainable energy, and they must become export competitive. We have to, apart from domestic consumption, we have to export also the green hydrogen into other countries. Okay, so India must coordinate with major economies to develop rules for global green hydrogen economy. And India's G20 presidency is an opportunity to craft rules. In G20 also they expressed these ideas of producing green hydrogen inside India and exporting them. Okay, industrial competitiveness, strategic threats. India should promote a global network of green hydrogen via which companies collaborate. They must form MNCs also. MNCs who produce the green hydrogen so that they will export this hydrogen into other countries. So green hydrogen will be critical industrial fuel of 21st century. So finally they want to make green hydrogen as a important fuel in Indian economy. So the government wants to make India hydrogen superpower. That's why they allotted around 20,000 crores for national green hydrogen mission. But how they implement the scheme? Let us see in this article. Okay, the Union Cabinet approved National Green Hydrogen Mission, which is aimed at making India global hub for production of green hydrogen. In a move towards greener future, Indian government announced National Green Hydrogen Mission, goal of making India global hub for green hydrogen production. They want to make India global hub for green hydrogen. Okay, the mission aims to achieve production of, so what is the target? 5 million tons of hydrogen per year by the year of 2030. Okay, for this, what is the program they are doing? It is overseen by empowered group comprising key government officials and industry experts. They have formed a group, that is empowered group, that consists of key government officials and industry experts. Okay, the National Green Hydrogen Mission approved by Union Cabinet on January 4th with expenditure budget of 20,000 crore. Okay, what is the empowered group here? Empowered group contains some industry experts and key government officials. The empowered group for National Green Hydrogen Mission, headed by Cabinet Secretary and include Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India, Niti Aayog CEO, and secretaries of various ministries and experts from industry. So it contains many experts. Niti Aayog CEO will be there, and Principal Scientific Advisor of India will be there, Cabinet Secretary will be there. This group will be responsible for steering and implementing mission and providing guidance. Monitoring progress, recommending policy intervention to achieve mission objectives. So they will oversee the implementation of the project. Okay, and there is also one advisory group. Okay, in addition to empowered group, a National Green Hydrogen Mission advisory group established. This group comprise experts from academic, research institutions, industry, civil society, advise the group on all scientific technology related matters. So what the empowered group will do? They monitor the project implementation. And what this advisory group will do? they will give advice to the empowered group over implementation of the problem. This consists of our scientific educational institutes R&D groups. Okay, so there will be technology gap analysis and benchmarking also. Means to produce green hydrogen, how much technology lack is there within India, how to cover this problem. That technology gap analysis will be done. So the advisory group will carry out technical gap analysis for various aspects of hydrogen value chain. In supply chain also they will analyze the gaps where the problem limitations lack is happening. Suppose a company is there, till the product reach the customer, what are the problems in the supply chain, they will analyze, they will solve the problem. Then only they can give the right delivery at right time to the customer. At the same time, they want to, while producing green energy also, they want to solve all the issues. Based on analysis, group will define broad performance cost targets based on global benchmarking. So, they define the performance also and cost also. How the operation goes and what will be the cost of it. Okay, expected mission outcomes. What will be the result of this mission? Development of green hydrogen production capacity of at least 5 million tons per annum and renewable energy capacity addition of 125 gigawatt every year by the year 2030. That is the target. So overall 8 lakh crores in total investment creation of 6 lakh crore jobs. 6 lakh jobs. Okay, saving 1 lakh crore in fossil fuel imports. They want to save 1 lakh crore rupees while importing the fossil fuels. Because if we produce green hydrogen within the country, we do not need any fossil fuel imports from other countries. In that case, we can save every year 1 lakh crore rupees. Reduction of about 50 MMT of annual greenhouse gas emissions, GHG emissions. They want to cut the pollution in the environment at the same time. So what are the components of the mission? Site is there, already we know. Strategic intervention for green hydrogen transition program under 2 financial intensive mechanisms have been created. Means financial intensive means they will give financial assistance to people who want to invest in green hydrogen plants. And at the same time they will invite investors. Okay, targeting domestic manufacturing of electrolyzers. They want to encourage domestic manufacturing of electrolyzers. So, production of green hydrogen, strategic hydrogen innovation partnership. SHIP is one more scheme. Strategic hydrogen innovation partnership. Under this public-private partnership framework for R&D. So, public-private people will join together for research and development programs in green hydrogen sector. So, they want to establish green hydrogen hubs. So, regions capable of supporting large-scale production and for utilizing hydrogen identified and developed as green hydrogen hubs. So, who will become green hydrogen hubs? Regions capable of supporting the production of green hydrogen. Like those prospect states will become green hydrogen hubs. Okay, policy framework. They even implement one policy or rules for implementation of green hydrogen plants. Okay, enabling policy framework developed to support establishment of green hydrogen ecosystem. Standards regulation framework will also be developed. Okay, they will formulate policies, rules, regulations and standards. Okay, a coordinated skill development program will also be undertaken. So, to those employees who work in green hydrogen plants, separate training will be provided. Okay, skill development program. And support pilot projects in emerging end-use sectors and production pathways. So R&D pilot projects will be supported. Okay, in emerging end-use and production pathways. India's status for green hydrogen. What is the status of India in green hydrogen sector? So India has just begun to generate green hydrogen with objective of raising non-fuel energy capacity to 500 gigawatt by 2030. Means the target is to increase non-fossil energy. Means the energy that is clean and sustainable, that do not harm the environment, to 500 gigawatts by 2030. So who are the persons, who are the companies involved in this project? Means Oil India Limited, NTPC, Kawa Surat, and Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulation Board. Okay, it has given approval for 5% blending of green hydrogen with PNG. Okay, so the blending operations will be taken place by NTPC and Oil India Limited, which approved first 99% pure green hydrogen plant in Eastern Assam. And Pune Municipal Corporation and Pune Municipal Corporation also involved in this project for business management. Okay, like for biomass, to supply biomass, the municipal corporation also involved in this. And the TGBL to manage waste and generate it to usable green hydrogen under waste to hydrogen products. TGBL involved to support waste to hydrogen project. Okay, waste to energy. Nothing but Govardhan Institute. Strategic Clean Energy Partnership SCEP to mobilize finance and speed up green energy development. Means this is nothing but searching for investors. Investors who set up plans or give funding. Okay, benefits of the mission. What is the benefit of this green national green hydrogen mission? Means the creation of export opportunities for green hydrogen. Apart from local consumption, green hydrogen can be exported also now onwards to other countries, so that import dependency on fuel will also be decreased. The government can save some money, that is paying as a export bill. Decarbonization. Okay, saving environment means cutting down the use of fossil fuels, means automatically we are doing decarbonization, and GHG emissions cut down and pollution will be stopped in the environment. Reduction on dependence on imported fossil fuels. Imported oils dependence will be reduced. Development of indigenous manufacturing capabilities, creation of employment opportunities. So companies will improve. In the field of green hydrogen, automatically people will get jobs. Development of cutting edge technologies. New technologies will be developed. Innovative technologies will be introduced into the society. So about the mission means, this mission has been introduced in 2021 with view to cutting down carbon emissions and increasing use of renewable energy sources. Using the renewable energy, they want to cut down the pollution in the environment. What is the nodal agency working for this program? Ministry of New and Renewable Energy (MNRE) will formulate scheme guidelines for implementation. All concerned ministers, departments, agencies, institutions of central state government undertake focused coordinated steps. So, despite India wants to become a green hydrogen superpower, but India is facing some issues, some problems. What are the problems? Let us discuss in this article now. Okay? According to a new report, contrary to spotless reputation, green hydrogen is not the key to energy transition. Green hydrogen can't be the key to energy transition. Why? Because it accounted for only 0.04% of globally produced hydrogen in 2021. Despite so many efforts the government made, they can produce only 0.04% of total green hydrogen in the world in 2021. Means the production is very less compared to other countries. And what are the limitations? Means the green hydrogen dubbed as fuel of the future. Even though the green hydrogen is named as the fuel of the future, entire future will depend on green hydrogen only. People imagine like that. But what happened in actual sense means energy inefficiency. 30% of renewable energy is lost while procuring hydrogen. Means when they are making hydrogen, means sustainable energy sources they are taking like wind or solar. By use of electrolyzer they are changing into green hydrogen. But what is happening, out of 100% green energy, 30% getting lost in the process only as a wastage. Means it is evaporated into the atmosphere. It's not captured in a gas cylinder. That is the problem. Means what is the use? For every 100% you are losing 30% gas. So indirectly contributes to global warming. Whatever the process is there, by using electrolyzer, okay, by sustainable energy sources, wind, solar energy, where water will be changed into green hydrogen. But this electrolyzer will emit lot of pollution into the environment. Lot of pollution emitted by this electrolyzer. Okay, when it reacts with hydroxyl radicals responsible for breaking down and eliminating methane, a potent GHG could lead to delayed climate action. So while it is using hydroxyl radicals to cut down, to break down the methane into green hydrogen, in this it is getting delayed. So in this process automatically GHGs, pollutants are being released into the environment in large quantity. So this point you have to remember, when we are producing the green hydrogen, at that time pollution will be emitted. But when we are using the same green hydrogen in industrial or transport sector, at that time no pollution will be emitted into the environment. At that time it is very clean and sustainable. Okay. So large scale production requires vast amount of land, water, renewable energy, which could lead to human right violations, energy poverty. So it requires lot of land, water, renewable energy. Apart from this, time also. It takes minimum 3 years time to set up one plant. Okay. So how is the world progressing with green hydrogen? Even though despite these many problems, how the world is advancing in green hydrogen technology? Means the European Union intends to increase green hydrogen production capacity as part of bloc's RE-Power-EU plan to 20 million tons. EU planned to increase the production of green hydrogen to 20 million tons under bloc's REP over EU plan. Okay, RE-Power-EU plan. So India, why? In spite of obstacles, are countries making progress with green hydrogen. Fossils or grey hydrogen accounts for 99% of globally produced hydrogen. Means whatever the countries, despite India is facing obstacles, all countries are producing GHG. All countries are able to produce green hydrogen. Means they are producing by means of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels means they are producing grey hydrogen, which is very polluted. They are not actually producing green hydrogen. Okay, a huge lobby linked to fossil fuels is pushing hydrogen agenda to lock in detrimental infrastructure as well as production and consumption models. So they even using different infrastructure, production and consumption models to increase the production of green hydrogen. So corporate driven green hydrogen race unfolding, Europe follows centuries-old colonial patterns. Resources are being appropriated to fuel Europe economy. So they are using all fuel resources to change into green hydrogen. While negative impacts like ecological damage and land conflicts are conveniently outsourced to the periphery, African countries. Whatever the environment problems are there, they are forwarding to African countries. Land conflicts all are forwarding to African countries. So betting on green hydrogen to fulfill energy needs is very risky. So in spite of all these obstacles India is facing, it is very risky to give the commitment that India will become hydrogen superpower, or in future will be hydrogen future. These two statements are very wrong in wake of all problems, obstacles India is facing. Okay, how it is, let us see. As per study published in journal Nature Energy, green hydrogen would likely supply less than 1% of final energy globally by 2035. Despite so many efforts India is putting, India is producing only 0.004% of global production of green hydrogen, and moreover maximum it can reach to 1% by the year of 2035. So what are the problems here? Low investment. No one try to invest in new projects in India. Why? Because they always worry for loss. If they get profit only, they enter the business. Even some entrepreneurs, if they get profit only, they will enter the business. But in the fear of loss, no one enters this green energy field. No one set up these green energy plants. In that case, there will be low investment in these projects and low stage of technology for sustainable production, and less technology is available in India for development of green hydrogen, and challenges is ramping up supply of electrolyzers. Even the electrolyzer is very costly and its supply is also very big problem. Import is very big problem, and that's why they are trying to make it by domestic manufacturers. Okay, in which green hydrogen is produced. Electrolysis capacity is still tiny compared to where we need to be in 2050 for net zero emission scenarios, and the capacity of this electrolyzer is also very small. Okay, so implementing strong policies could reverse the setbacks. That's why government must take proper actions to improve the production of green energy. The government requires strong dedication, coordination, funding along with the entire value or supply chain to increase the production of green hydrogen in India. They must frame the policies, rules, regulations properly with strong dedication, coordination, funding. Then only they can achieve the target of producing green hydrogen. Okay. So carbon pricing is also a big matter here. Whatever the pollution, the green hydrogen production by electrolyzer is releasing into the environment is also concerned here. You might heard a word carbon credit in environment. Means how much a country pollutes, proportional to it, they have to pay some fund in international market for environment initiatives. So they want to increase the carbon credit of India so that the carbon pricing of India will come less. But at the same time, producing green hydrogen to achieve this goal is very risky and very challenging. Okay. So carbon pricing must form the basis of climate policy. Carbon pricing is a policy tool that puts tax on producers of GHG emissions. Okay, and accelerating the rollout of crucial zero carbon technologies like electric mobility and heat pumps. So instead of only trying for green hydrogen, they have to introduce electric mobility, means EV sector. They have to develop, and at the same time heat pumps also they have to develop. These technologies make more efficient use of scarce renewable electricity. Okay, so these two technologies will make efficient use of renewable technology, renewable electricity in the India. Okay, what is the significance of green hydrogen? It is very clean and sustainable fuel. It do not emit any pollution when used in transport or industry. Okay, India being a tropical country, it is having large geographical conditions and abundant natural resources and livestock population. So it can easily support the production of green hydrogen in the country. And producing hydrogen from renewables in India is likely to be cheaper than producing it from natural gas. So whatever the biomass is there, from that producing green hydrogen is very cheap compared to producing from gas, biogas. Okay. So what are the efforts needed in this regard? That's why India is making National Hydrogen Mission, National Green Hydrogen Mission. So the target is to produce 5 million tons of green hydrogen by year 2030 to meet 40% of domestic requirements. They want to meet 40% of domestic requirements so that the import dependence will be reduced, will come down. Okay, green hydrogen and green ammonia policy that offers 25 years of free power transmission for any renewable energy plants set up for green hydrogen production before July 2025. So to encourage the green hydrogen plant set up in India, what the government is giving? The government is giving 25 years free current supply to the plant. So these two for those plants set up before July 2020. Okay, this is a good relief to the people who set up green hydrogen plants inside India. So EU set a target of achieving 10 million tons of domestic renewable hydrogen production. So EU has another goal, that is they want to achieve 10 million tons of green hydrogen production. India has 5 million tons of green hydrogen production by the year of 2030. This is already we discussed this point in National Green Hydrogen Mission. Okay, so this is all about National Green Hydrogen Mission, friends. Hope you like the video. For many videos like this on our channel, please do like, share, subscribe. Next time we will meet with a new video. Thank you.